What David did to Celeste has finally come out. Now, this is what I've been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I've been waiting for. To be proven right. So, let's get it.
Tragic murder mystery that was unfolding in real time. It's been over 2 months since the body of 14-year-old Celeste Riva Hernandez was found in the trunk of singer David's Tesla. When the story first broke, it captivated the world. It became a tragic murder mystery that was unfolding in real time. At the center of the story was the predatory relationship between a well-known artist and a young middle school girl. A relationship that in everyone's eyes ended in her murder. While most murder mysteries usually start with the suspect being a mystery, that wasn't the case with this story. Since day one, all the signs pointed at David, with eerie foreshadowing in his music videos and song lyrics that sounded more like a confession than a song. Just about everybody had come to the conclusion that David was likely the culprit behind it all. But even when all the signs were pointing at him, the authorities claimed he wasn't being investigated as a suspect. This confused everyone.
I wonder
as
why.
there was so much evidence pointing to David. But for some reason, the authorities seemed to be protecting him.
Because I genuinely believe that this was a ritual. Y'all don't believe me? I mean, I haven't seen this video. This is my first time seeing it with y'all. But based off of my previous video, the way I was talking and the clues that I was putting together, my guess, this was a straight up human. And one thing that I know, and one of the biggest evidence that I can have for that, is that they have to unalive somebody that they love, that they're really close to. You know what I mean? That's because it does something to you, you know? And he made a music about her, about how much he loves her, and so on and so forth. So, yeah.
They have gone out of their way to ensure that David wasn't a suspect. But recently, some key information has been revealed that might not only confirm that David is being protected, but also that this was all premeditated. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly.
I mean,
in today's episode, we will be
tell
talking
me something
about
I don't
the
know.
new information the authorities revealed about David and how it might confirm that this was all premeditated. Let's get right into it. By now, we all know the tragic story of Celeste Riva Hernandez, the girl who was discovered in the trunk of a Tesla owned by the well-known artist David. At first, no one knew what to think. No one would have imagined this young 20-year-old famous singer would be behind something so horrifying. At the beginning, some people thought that maybe they stole his car and used it to hide her body. But as details began to emerge, it became clear that David
Why not bury the body?
not only knew this person, but was in a forbidden relationship with her. A relationship that seemingly led to her demise. With each passing day, new details emerged that kept making David look more and more guilty. First, it was revealed that he made a song called Celeste, where he's singing about a girl named Celeste. Then it was revealed that Celeste's mother claimed her daughter was dating a boy named David, hinting at a possible relationship between the two. Then, it was the live stream. The speculations on whether David had actually been dating Celeste ended when videos emerged of a past live stream where David was seen with Celeste. In the video, they were seen together, confirming what everyone thought. Then it was Celeste's teacher confirming the story, and David's neighbors confirming that they had seen Celeste going to his home. Pretty much everything pointed to David, and when we were all expecting the authorities to reveal they were investigating him, they caught everyone off guard when they instead released a statement saying he wasn't even a suspect.
I'm telling y'all, man. Celebrities are not like you and I. These people will literally just commit outright murder right in front of all of us. And somehow, some way, they just have to throw money at the best lawyer ever, and they'll just get a slap on the wrist.
To me and just about everyone else who's heard this, it didn't make any sense. At a minimum, David should have been identified as a person of interest and a possible suspect, but for some reason, he was strangely being cleared. This right here never made sense to me, and I felt that this was again celebrity favoritism. Since David is a rich celebrity signed to a powerful record label, the authorities treat him like he's more important than others. I can almost guarantee you that if David were just an everyday regular person and not a rich celebrity, he would have been identified as a suspect long ago. But for obvious reasons, the authorities were protecting him. Now, after what was recently revealed, that doesn't seem so far-fetched. Just a few days back, after months of all signs pointing to David being guilty, the authorities finally revealed he's a suspect, which honestly is 2 months too
Oh, oh wow. Oh my God. Well, imagine that, ladies and gentlemen. See, this is what I'm gonna say. Yes, although we got this information, which this was 7 days ago, single David reportedly identified as a suspect in the death of the teen found. Um, I guarantee you, David has been getting, he has been told, don't worry about it. You know what I mean? They're probably gonna go ahead and just, make sure that you are a suspect, just to make it seem like they're working when in reality they're not gonna catch you. If David is somebody who was guilty of something like this, for as long as he's been roaming around and shit like that, right? If he knew something was gonna happen to him, why didn't he run away? He's got the money. I'm sure he got a passport. Why didn't he try getting away? You want to know why? The people who signed him, the people who owned his label, they own the police. They tell the police, you're not touching this guy.
Late. The investigators also revealed that although David has been identified as a suspect, he hasn't been interviewed yet. They also claim that David wasn't being cooperative, even though early in the investigation, he was being cooperative. Something else they stated that isn't that surprising was that David isn't the only suspect, now hinting at a second suspect. It was reported by the media that the LAPD homicide detectives have identified a second suspect in the death of Celeste Rivas.
So this is like Charlie Kirk all over again. Patsy. If you don't know what that means, just, JFK may ring a bell. Nah, Charlie Kirk assassination may also ring a bell. So yeah, they're starting to plant the seed of somebody taking the fault. Because this story right here, they need to lock somebody up. That's one thing you have to understand. They have to lock somebody up. Or else people are gonna be like, yo, what, like, why are we giving your tax money for? Why are we giving you the tax dollars for? You're supposed to investigate, criminals. And now you found a body of somebody inside of a Tesla. You have to figure out what happened. Look in the camera. I don't know. Do something. And so the second person most likely is going to be found the guilty one. And again, Patsy.
Making a major breakthrough in the ongoing investigation. They claim to have made this development using sophisticated tracking methods that revealed connections between multiple individuals and a mysterious nighttime journey in the Tesla last spring. According to a lawyer who has a police source involved in the investigation, the second suspect may have been involved before, during, and after Riva's death. Detectives analyzed cell phone data, Tesla vehicle information, and location data from social media platforms to establish a timeline of events and identified patterns that connected the suspect to key moments in the investigation. The authorities revealed that both David and the second suspect went on a mysterious trip to a remote area in Santa Barbara. They claim to have uncovered evidence that might suggest Celeste's body was in the trunk during the trip, hinting at the possibility that David and this unknown accomplice made this trip in the middle of the night looking.
Doesn't Tesla have like a box that kind of collects all the data, like when it turn on, when it turn off, And I'm sure it probably has like a GPS or whatever to pinpoint a location of how long it's been in this spot for a certain period of time. Like when did it finally shut off? You know what I mean? So I mean, it's a Tesla. It's all electric. I'm sure they got these. Teslas are constantly collecting data. So of course it's gonna collect the data of when, if you've been to certain places at certain times and all the time. You know what I mean? And this is constantly being fed to the satellite. So it's very, very easy to pinpoint all of these.
For a place to dump Celeste's body. Obviously, since the body was then found in that same Tesla, David must have not gone through with it. Now, on top of all of this, another source who is close to this case reported that Celeste's body showed signs of having been frozen. This is a very crucial detail, as I myself believe this is what happened when I first reported on this 2 months ago. If you saw my first video, then you already know I already said that I believe she was frozen. And now the authorities are revealing that Celeste might have been dead for months. I believe David might have killed Celeste months before her body was found.
Or he paid somebody to do it. Because, when they're doing that, right? they kind of have to make sure they have, room for deniability. You know what I'm saying? So all they got to do is just pay somebody to do it. I'm just saying that's probably what happened. And so the patsy is obviously going to take fault for everything that's happened. Meanwhile, David get away with, whatever,
And he then kept her body from decomposing by storing her in a freezer, meaning her death could have taken place around the same time David was releasing videos where he showed a body being placed in the trunk of a car, which to me, again, points to something much more sinister happening to Celeste. Like you likely heard many times already from the thousands of people who covered this, David often showed a girl who looked awfully like Celeste in many of his videos. He also showed these Celeste lookalikes meeting their demise in these videos as well. For example, in his romantic homicide music video, the Celeste lookalike in the video appears to not only be gone, but being used in some sort of dark ritual. Like I broke down in my last David video, the music video has plenty of occult references. When Celeste is shown in the music video, she is seen lying on a bed wearing a white dress with blood everywhere. You can notice that there are candles lined up all over the room, like seen in a ritual.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go ahead and stop it right here. Now, I like to do these for a very specific reason, so that way you guys can go to the channel and go and react to the rest of it. But before you leave, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you made it this far. For my final thought, truth of the matter is, I don't even know why I keep going over this guy's story, to be honest with you, because like I said, I can already predict the outcome. Okay, I can already predict the outcome. Here's somebody that is on his way to become big. And in order for that to happen, he needs to be compromised. He needs to be put in position in which the people who are going to sign him, they have leverage over him, just in case if he wants to step out of line. You know what I mean? And on top of that, right, human is something that celebrities do to go to open, to step in the next gate. You know what I mean? It's something along that line, because they can only go so far. When you become a celebrity, you can only go so far. And in order for you to go even further than that, you have to do certain things, certain rituals, certain sacrifice. You know what I mean? And so that's kind of where I see this guy. He's big. People were listening to his song. People were admiring him. People were looking up to him and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, you have this little girl who just dies out of the blue. And then he makes music about it. Meanwhile, all the evidence are pointing toward him, and yet he's not locked up. He's not being questioned. This dude probably still has his passport, and he can just leave the country today. He hasn't left yet. Anyways, that's my prediction. Honestly, I might not be covering this anymore. Why? Unless something big comes out until I'm either proven right or wrong once they finally catch somebody. But all in all, I want to go ahead and stop it right here. If you want to go ahead and just watch the whole thing again, it's right here, and I'll catch you guys up in the next video.